All right, Big Man, welcome to the Mid Show. We are joined in studio by friends of the show from the 108. Pan over those beautiful boys. There they are. I mean, look at that. Earlier the act, I had like this Instagram model in. We get you guys. So this is exactly.
We're much better looking.
Yes, this is where we want to be.
Clearly.
Welcome in, guys.
Different vibe.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Yeah, great to.
Different vibe.
A much different vibe.
How do you
Cooler,
figure? We're not as bangable? Is that what you're telling
No,
me?
I didn't.
We're good looking too.
A little more gray.
Okay.
You know,
Little gray.
a little bit more gray.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference.
Yeah, that's it. Before we really get going, listen, you guys are lifelong Chicagoans. So you guys know how big a deal this is, what Miller Lite's doing for St. Patrick's Day. Okay? Chicago River, dyed green every year, obviously.
Yep.
And they have a personal Miller Lite party boat, and you could enter a chance to win when you visit MillerLite.com/Chicago St. Pat's. No purchase is necessary. The promotion ends on March 1st, 2024, and it's open to legal residents of Illinois and Indiana who are 21 years or older.
Say that again. March 1st. So get cooking.
March 1st. I mean, you guys know how big a deal that is.
Yeah. I don't know if people's brains have clicked into St. Patrick's Day yet.
Yeah, they might. The weather's nice. It's
like March 1. You better make sure your brain's clicked in early to get part of this promotion because that's where you want to be. The Miller Lite party boat for St. Patty's.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys know your way around Miller Lite, don't you?
Oh, we grew up in Bridgeport. I mean, that's what they give you when you're 6. They start breaking you in with the Miller Lights. Absolutely,
responsibly.
Right,
responsibly.
We were still drinking the plastic bottles in Comiskey back in the day.
Yeah, a little older, a little grayer.
Man, the pinstripe cans. Yeah. Those pinstripe cans. That first retro logo.
Ooh, full tops back in the day.
You were there through the old school blue logo, the logo now. You've been through every logo.
The Vortex bottle, you name it all. Yeah, I got it all. But
the Vortex.
Yeah.
I remember this is a few years ago. I went home for something, and my dad's like, I got a Miller Lite for you. He goes out into the garage fridge, and it was like the blue can. Like,
Yes.
I'm like, Dad, like they haven't made these cans in like a decade. He goes, No, I think that was from like last Christmas. I'm like,
No, it
no
wasn't.
chance. So they have like the little boy. It was from 2012.
Yeah.
It was a 2012.
Your dad had the vertical. He had the age. Right. I'm sure it was delicious.
Yeah.
You should add some.
It's a finely aged Miller.
Yeah.
Exactly. But no, sincerely, awesome opportunity. Everyone does St. Patrick's Day different. Hopefully you're doing it with Miller Lite, but chance to get on the boat is awesome. So
We did it in 19.
yeah.
And
It was great experience. So one more time, enter for your chance to win. Visit MillerLite.com/Chicago St. Pat's. No purchase necessary. Promotion ends on March 1st, 2024. Open only to legal residents of Illinois and Indiana who are 21 years or older. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
I kind of like how they shut Wisconsin out of there.
So you guys did this boat before?
Yeah.
We did the.
Yeah.
What kind of boat are we talking?
It's the well.
I think they change every year. Like they rent it from different people, but it's like a good size, almost like
It's like a tour boat.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
smaller than the architecture boat.
Okay.
But like it's a good size.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one they'll be on, but
Yeah.
yeah. And then you see the plumber union, shooting the green. It's
Yeah.
it's really cool,
It comes out like that, like Digger Phelps highlighter color.
Yeah.
Being
It's sweet to see. Do you guys go to like the Saturday parade or no?
No, I used to do the South Side back
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
day.
Were you one of those people having sex in the alleys and shit?
Oh yeah.
Of course he was. I was just filming it.
Oh yeah. You were one of those guys.
Do you guys
It's more of a
consider
documentary.
like you're like Bridgeport South Side like much different than like the Mount Greenwood Beverly South Side?
I mean, like it depends. It feels like there's definitely differences.
I think so too. I think so too.
Yeah, like
We get along though.
Yeah.
Southside and Mount Greenwood gets along pretty well, but yeah, it is different.
Mount Greenwood seems more family oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like all the
why?
debaucheries in the bar. Like on the South Side in Bridgeport, it's more in the streets. I don't know. Or at the parks.
They allowed the kids in both bars. It's
Yes.
But more.
Someone's got to drive you home. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
right.
getting excited. My daughter's 14. She's almost the age where she can drive mom and dad home.
I
That's
swear to
Ooh.
God,
That's good.
I watched the White Sox win Game 4 of the 2005 World Series, and I got my license the day before and DD'd my dad for the next 12 hours.
I love it. Beautiful.
a tradition like no other.
Yeah, nice William Williams.
It was the night we got
World
kicked
Series.
out of the Foundry in Aurora because my dad was celebrating
bar.
too hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome bar for like the DC or
He should be in the
March
seventh chair right now.
Yeah, he should. I agree.
You're right there.
He has a
Sharing some
standing
moments with us.
invite.
Have you guys met him?
No.
We have
You know
not?
who
No.
has met him? Wally's met him a few times.
Really?
Wally's
course.
met my dad a few
Of course he
times.
is.
Yeah.
Who's Wally?
You know
Thank you,
Wally.
Danny. Well, like
Does our
people are
audience-
listening and
Right.
watching.
You've met him.
Like, yeah.
We are doing a show.
Let us. It's conversational in nature. So
Retweet
if you
the
are
stream,
watching
everybody.
from a national audience, this is the Section 108 guys. They are White Sox fans who have cultivated an awesome fan base on their own over the last 6-7 years now.
yeah, it's 8 years as a blog.
Yeah.
We just had our 5th anniversary as a podcast.
Right. So and they do awesome work and great fan base, funny
So
guys.
you saw Dave get full time in 2019. We're like, we could do better than that.
Yeah.
Not actually, no.
Well, you guys do. You guys have stayed with it. Is my whole point. So we break up we do Tuesday, Thursday shows, and Tuesday is more just whatever we decide to talk about that day, whatever's going on in the world. Thursday is more dedicated to Chicago sports. Obviously, you guys having your own White Sox vertical, me being a Sox fan, doing my White Sox stuff. Like, it would be natural fit would be a Thursday episode for you guys. I don't want to talk about the White Sox all that much today because I truly detest them that much, and our audience doesn't necessarily care about, like...
I care about them. I'd love to talk about them.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about it a little bit. So...
Danny Mendick is back, motherfucker.
He is back.
That is correct,
Oh.
and we will see him in a couple weeks in
really?
Arizona. Yeah.
Oh,
I-
spring training. That's
Spring
right.
training.
That's right.
Are you going to work on his swing while you're down there?
I
Gotta
might
make sure
have
he makes
to,
the
yeah.
roster? Okay.
Yep.
Are you guys going down? Do you guys ever go down?
No.
No, I'm always so busy at work, I can never make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad time of year for
Unfortunately,
you, right?
yeah.
God, and I'm just wishing you guys were down there with us next week.
Can I be
That'd
your
be a lot of
plus one,
fun.
Eddie?
And then we
I'll be
spend
your
the
plus
next
one.
Hey, we got a
going
sweet
to every
Airbnb.
game.
You guys
I'm
can
with.
bunk up with us, sleep on couches.
There you go.
Don't tell my Sox summer.
Oh, I know that,
He'll,
yeah.
he'll never move out. You have to,
No.
Yeah, he's Mr. Arizona. You guys think
I might
I'm
never
Mr.
leave
Arizona.
here. I might just stay here.
That's
We have a
fine.
few guys that kind of live here. mostly the producer, Stefan. I don't think he's ever left this place.
Like, you need My Sack Summer, Dave. Like, he's like the bodyguard you need.
So that's what I said. So
I'm big. I'm too gray though, according to you guys.
no, not too gray.
No,
You're
not
proper
too
amount.
gray, and you also have like you got like the Viking haircut going.
That's
too.
true.
So,
I do got the
He's
long
intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try.
How long have you had that?
The long hair?
Yeah.
I think since I left like my job in like 2016.
No
Stay
shit.
home with the with my 2 girls. So it's yeah, I think I didn't cut my hair for like a year because I could wear a hat at work. So it was like I'm not cutting my hair anymore.
That's it.
So I trim it down. I do like twice a year. I take it down like 6 inches.
Personal?
Was it long before the job though? Were you always
No, short, like high and tight.
Okay.
Like
Blonde streaks.
well, yeah, I had some blonde streaks.
It never annoys you?
The long hair?
Yeah.
No, the more annoying thing to me was having to go get my hair cut every 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, because you want to keep it tight, like on the sides.
I feel like there's an in between there.
Yeah, like I was really anal about that. I
Okay.
don't know.
I
know
know
you
about in his whole life.
you wear it well. You wear your hair when it gets a little shaggy on the sides.
Yeah.
It wears well.
Every I think 5 to 6 weeks is what I do.
I'm once a
When you're a
month.
big fat guy, you got to keep that shit high and tight because this is your moneymaker right here, and there's nothing below my like
That's why
shoulder.
I haven't shaved in damn near a year and a half.
Well, you're a taken man now, so you know that happens.
I shaved once when we were at the old office.
Catastrophe.
It
really exposed.
fucking bad. It was bad. So if I ever lose 20 pounds, I'm gonna treat myself to like a nice hot steam.
Oh,
towel
I've done
shave.
that one time.
Good
Well,
luck.
twice in my life. Once in the Dominican and once up here, and it's magical.
Yeah, better
Oh,
than
yeah.
a pedicure.
They use those tea tree oils or whatever, and your face is all poured out.
Yeah,
Wow,
How
I
much
love
do
that.
they charge you though to start up here and go all the way?
and to use all those blades.
Fucking.
It was free because I gave them an Instagram post.
There you go.
But they're like, all right, this is like a
Flexing his
3-person
wares, baby.
job.
That's where we got to.
I need garden shears for this, like industrial clippers. So
How much is a beard trim? Double for you. Yeah. Wait, you
Don't
guys,
touch my eyebrow.
wait. So your guy, you never paid for a haircut?
no, I pay for my haircut.
Oh, all right.
That I was just curious. I'm like, how much for a facial? I forget what he said. It was more than I wanted to pay to shave my face, obviously. And he's like, just come in and do it and toss it in. So I'm like, all right, cool.
You know, I'll be honest though, it is nice, but I still think the buzzer on the neck is still beats
the
it.
best.
I like the
I like the straight on the.
I go
on that.
Well, that's nice too. Yeah,
I like
but
the
like,
hair wash. I like that.
that feeling in general.
yeah, it's just a feeling in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the back of the neck is better
Are
than
you
the
talking
face,
when they
regardless.
take the straight edge?
Either, both, and the little
warm
buzzer.
lotion.
Have you ever done the beard
I have, yes.
where they do the straight edge?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
I
good.
feel like that should be like a punishment if I lose a bet. Like you have to shave your face.
You gotta do like the lightning bolts on the side beard, you know.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can do
J
it.
Electronica.
You could do it.
That's what they did to
I
Max.
get real thin around here. My cheeks.
Yeah.
A little patchy.
Have you ever been Rob Van Dam for Halloween?
No.
That'd be a sick costume.
What were your guys' last
year,
Halloween
never
costumes? Like not as dads, like
No.
Well, I'm not a dad, so
I mean, I've done Pablo Escobar
you know.
fairly recently.
that
I gotta-
one,
I gotta
and
shave
that
his
one
beard off.
was awesome.
Leave the mustache, and I got a little Pablo to me. Now I'm like 6'2". Pablo was like 5'1". But regardless, he's a very small guy.
I didn't
but
know
I
he
got
was
the
little.
look. Yeah.
I feel like being a longer haired guy, there's a lot more pressure on Halloween. Like you have to do it big. You have to get a guy with long hair. Can't be anything else.
Right.
People expect a lot from you. Like
Oh,
you have to go as a Viking or something every.
I was
right?
a Sox player this year.
Okay.
I just had that.
Wore the
It's
jersey.
really weak, I'll be honest with
It
you.
was weak. 1 year we made California raisin costumes. I don't know if you guys remember the California
Oh yeah.
raisins, but yeah.
Singing and
It
dancing.
was a California raisin. It didn't work out well, but it was felt. It was
Creativity
very
points.
hot. Homemade. But yeah, no. Beef Loaf has got like some of the best costumes. He had,
I was
he had
Gallagher.
Paul Bear.
I was
one-
Gallagher
Yep,
one year.
Gallagher
I was
was a
Paul,
great one.
Paul Bearer. Yeah.
Yep.
another-
Oh, fuck.
The Gallagher, I had the
Hair.
mini watermelons I was walking around with in the party. Like, when I put some effort,
You
I
do
could've
good.
used
The year you were Paul Bearer, I think I was Derek Smalls from Spinal Tap. So I was walking around with the cucumber and aluminum foil.
That's right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like to take that opportunity to shave down to a mustache. My wife hates me with a mustache.
Oh, really?
But so like I try and find costumes where I could have a mustache. Like I did the Iron Sheik.
Oh, that you probably nailed that one.
Yeah, I mean, I had to wear a muscle shirt because I'm not quite as fit as he was.
So the one year you did Jesus Christ, and there's nothing better than Jesus Christ being totally hammered in the middle of the party, and you forget that it's someone you're friends with that just looks like Jesus.
So my best friend that year
brother?
was Hunter S. Thompson. So there's tons of pictures of Hunter S. Thompson and Jesus hanging out. Just
Be a hell of an interview.
So what was it like dying in that tomb?
That's a question to Hunter, though.
What kind of magic did you actually use?
You should think about Rob Van Dam, though.
I'm gonna look into that.
That's not bad. Are you a wrestling guy?
No.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, I was a wrestling guy in the 80s because you had to be when it was still WW and then the F, not the E.
Yes.
But it's got different. It's way different now. It's like more of a soap opera, I guess.
Yeah.
So I see some things every once in a while, but no, that haven't really kept up with since.
So you liked it better when you believed it was real.
Yeah.
That's
kind of
when they were fooling you.
He was watching for the athletic fees.
I love like the behind the ring stuff or darker
mad at
side of the
pictures.
ring. I love all that stuff.
Dude, those are incredible.
Love documentaries. I'll watch a documentary about anything.
Yeah.
I was never like a WWE guy, but is there a moment where it's like you find out that it's not real, same like as you find out Santa Claus isn't real, and you're just like, oh, what the fuck?
I think in the 80s, yes.
Like so when you were growing up and you hit like 10 years old, you're like, wait, this isn't real, and it was like devastating.
I have memories of like being at the lunch table in middle school and like people arguing about it. You're like, yes, it is.
But even to this day, there's like such a gray argument because like they're really doing the stunts, but it's orchestrated. Like they really could get hurt, but it's,
Well, it is.
we
Like
know
Brock,
the winner.
guys do
Brock
get
Lesnar's
hurt.
on record that he said like doing WWE is way more like worse for your body than UFC.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
How do you not believe that?
I don't believe that.
Is it just the amount of times you're doing it? UFC fights are spread out; they're months apart. Whereas if you're going like every weekend or every other weekend doing it, is that what it is? The repetition.
That's
makes it
it's a big thing, yeah.
Throw me through a table before I get another leg kick from Bilal Muhammad.
Can we do that right now?
Yeah,
Where's the table?
Like how many?
Us and I'll pick you up and throw you through.
We could do that. We've seen Dave go through a table, kind of. In Lab B.
I still
thought you
wanna
broke
fight
your
that
hip.
kid.
It's crazy.
How many throws through a table would you take over getting kicked again
I'd have to go through a table once to
really see how,
Yeah.
how many throws through a table equals a kick?
But I think they do it so like
Through that kick,
they
was so bad, though.
minimize the pain you're receiving, and they amplify how bad it looks,
Right.
minimize how bad it feels.
Yeah, but you could only minimize it so much.
Yeah, for sure. No, those guys are definitely athletes, and
They are, but
yeah.
like I wonder how many of their health issues are because of like steroids and shit.
Oh
too.
yeah, those guys are all gonna start dropping off in the coming years.
That was fucking dark. I wasn't gonna.
I mean, it's just the truth.
What did he say?
These are all the pro wrestlers that you know and love are gonna die.
And the
They've
baseball
already
player.
started. Let's be honest.
I mean, none of our guys are still around.
I feel like
Very
there's a
few.
movie out about it right now.
Right? Yeah.
There's a lot that
I
are
saw the Iron Claw. Great movie.
He's like,
Right,
did you love The Rock? Well, he's gonna die soon.
No, he's clean. He's clean.
He's fine.
He's clean.
uh
Allegedly.
Hulk Hogan's like a vampire, though, right? Like he's been around long enough that he's just blood transfusions. He's like Keith Richards.
yeah,
He's
Like
on
he's
young
just not
people's
gonna
blood?
die.
his body's
What?
super
He's on young
fucked up.
people blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he gets those. He rotates the wives, right? Allegedly. He's got like a bunch of different young wives.
Hogan?
Peter
Yeah,
Thiel
the-
helped
yeah,
him
he had
out.
a wife that
Peter
looked
Thiel
like
helped
Thiel,
him
that's
out,
what-
and
that's
he
what
gave
I'm-
him the blood.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. We got to not let MSS say too much because Peter Thiel's going to come after him.
That's true. Yeah.
And
Oh, we don't like Peter Thiel.
Reminder: we are
Nothing
live,
against
so
Peter
don't
Thiel,
get us
but-
canceled.
That's a Deadspin lawsuit.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Deadspin lawsuit.
Oh, yeah.
He helped
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah,
Oh, I knew that.
Here's
knew
the
that.
second Deadspin lawsuit.
yeah.
We don't have. We're not gonna. We don't have to talk.
Dave
it's
wants
just,
to read a deposition.
What is
you know,
in your hand?
Kirk did this exact thing. I
No,
don't.
I understand.
Did Kirk print that out?
Kirk
Yes,
printed this
exactly.
out.
He didn't tell you that.
Print out your own paper? I thought you had something for
It
today.
was sitting
Oh.
on my desk, and
Okay.
I was fucking. I'm like, oh, this
Dave,
is kind
you
of
took
funny.
it from me.
You brought it there and yesterday, and it was sitting on my desk today. I'm like, oh, maybe we'll talk about this a little bit, but I didn't even
You're
plan it. I'm
recycling.
just using it for like to fidget with in my hands. But yeah, GQ got fidgeted. What's
Q?
or of GQ?
Are you rattled
Deadspin.
now? Deadspin.
Yeah, you rattled me a little bit. Deadspin got sued by Hogan for like $100
Yeah, I knew that.
Yes.
He sank
But
him. Then like
Julie
Univision
DeCaro-
bought him.
is also suing Deadspin right now, her employer, which is hilarious to me. We can go down that rabbit hole. I would love to.
You know what? The only thing with Julie that had really like irked me is when Layla Rahimi got hired at the Score. She did not say congratulations to a woman in sports media.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, because and that's what it's a little rough area there with females. Like, they want a big unity, but then when something happens good for another one, they hate them.
We call that hypocrisy in this home.
Yes, hypocrisy is a good word. I should have used that.
It's Dave's favorite word.
I feel like letting Dave and MSS drive this is a
You guys got quiet real quick. All of
That's what I'm excited about. I'm just
Hold on a
popcorn
second.
out. I can't
Hold
wait.
on a second. This is like the old driver's ed car where you think you're driving. And the other guy is really doing it the whole time. In case everything goes off the rails, Eddie's got the real steering.
He'll bring it right
Of
there.
course.
Yeah.
Of
He's
course.
got the gas
nothing
pedal
off
on
the
the
rails.
driver's
You
side.
got the dump button.
Exactly.
He's in
Got
charge of
control of the brakes. Yeah.
Dude, it's a shame those don't exist. Did you guys have those for driver's ed?
What?
The double wheel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You had double wheel?
Our guy.
We never had
Shout
it.
out-
We
shout
didn't
out
have wheel,
Prentice.
but there was
They
a
had a
brake.
brake.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Not a double wheel, but yeah, you had the gas.
It's
pedal and the
funny you
brake.
bring up
We had a
driver's
double
ed.
wheel.
I just did my driving test like an hour before I got.
Did you have to do an actual test?
I had to go a road test. I had to go out. Okay, so I
Ask him
during the
why.
pandemic-
Ask him why.
All right, during the pandemic, my license expired. This is in 2020,
Yeah. Same thing happened
and
to
they
me.
kept doing extensions.
Yeah. Same thing happened to me.
And I just got lazy and I never did anything. And so
Same.
my wife finally was like, "You better get your driver's license. Your passport's gonna run out. You don't have real ID, anything." So I go downtown. They can fix me up with everything, but because I let this thing lay for so long, I had to redo my vision test, redo my written test, and do a road test. So today, I waited in line for like 3 hours to get my road test. And the road test was legit like 6 minutes. They like, okay, drive around the block, go to the parking lot, show you actually have worked a car before. It was funny. I had two people get in the car with me. One was a normal instructor, one was a trainee. And the normal instructor was talking to the trainee, and the trainee's like, "What's the 5-1 mean?" He's like, 5-1 means this person just let their driver's license expire. These are the people you want. They already know how to drive. You don't have to do anything when we're in here, you know. So, but yeah, it was weird.
I had the exact same situation, and I went to get it. I think it was maybe last spring at this point. No issues. In and out. Eye test. I had to do an eye test. No road test. No written test. And it took all of like 30 minutes to get the whole thing done.
The people that checked me in told me, had I done this by December, I would have had none of this.
I
I flipped the switch
Yeah.
onto like pure idiocy where I have to do everything and go everywhere. So
I
it
just
was
feel like it was such a risk. Like I feel like if you would have got pulled over,
Right.
looking how you look, it's a born in East LA situation.
Man.
You're like you're calling me from Tijuana and I gotta come pick you up. Like
gotta
that's-
come get me.
You had to get 80% on the written test, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, you got to get 80%. And I start the written test. I get the first one right. I get the goddamn second question wrong. I'm sweating bullets like shit. I'm not
gonna
been
be able to
30
drive.
years since I seen it. And and I get back to the office after I already passed, and people are like, "Did you look at the little book before you took it?" I'm like, "What fucking little book? There's no little book there. They just put me in front of the computer. Like, good luck, Biff. You know, like."
I had to do that last year too. I only had to take the written, and I was super nervous because, like you said, they're asking questions you haven't thought about.
what the fuck is a yield sign?
Yeah. What does that look like? I don't follow those rules.
Well, and all the signs
if the red's
have the
flashing?
words in them, right? But when they show you on the test,
They
no
take the
words.
words out.
You pull that shit out of there. So I'm like, I don't know what the shape is.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
it's like it's a fucking episode of The Dozen in the middle of the DMV. Who needs that? No, you're right. Apparently, I saw online that there was they do that at the auto show, which is genius. I heard people were in and out. they were reading them
like
out.
a legal version of
Yeah, like
Should have went to the auto show.
That's what I should have done. Auto
Yes.
show's fun.
Wait, is-
I could have done that.
dummy.
I like your
Birds.
question. Is this a legal version of this, or is this like some guy just set up a shop? In
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
you need
drive.
a
Or it's like an interactive thing. Like, we need to spruce up the auto show. What do we do? Pretend it's a DMV.
No, but it's like a great thing. Like you're looking at
Totally.
a Chevy, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna get my lights renewed. There's no line, no wait.
That's a very
You
good
know?
idea.
Speaking of the auto show, it may be over, but the best deals at your Chevy dealer are still going. It's time for a new car. Your local Chevy dealer has something for you. The all-new Equinox, the Trax, and the Blazer are SUVs you'll want to test drive and drive off in. Giving everything from style to comfort, safety, and plenty of room. There's a Chevy SUV for everyone. You guys went. I unfortunately couldn't make it. I'm bummed about, but
Yeah.
it wasn't awesome like always.
Can I tell you what made my ears perk up a little bit?
What's that?
They're like, we just got a huge shipment of Colorados, those trucks.
Oh yeah.
Those things are beasts.
But like, they're not quite as big as the biggest truck.
No, yeah,
you could
there's-
have a Colorado in the city.
Smaller than a Silverado. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man, do I become a truck guy? could I do it? Could I
big
pull
moment.
off being a Colorado guy?
Did
Might
you
have
have
to color
one?
in that beard a little bit more.
Did you have anything catch your eye?
The Traverse.
Traverse is
Like
great.
that a lot.
Traverse is a good city SUV too.
Got the captain seats.
Yep.
It's great. Head to ChevyDriveChicago.com to learn more about these cars and find your local Chevy dealer today. But yeah, I was floored by that was a thing that you're just able to get.
I wonder where that was. I don't remember seeing it. Did you?
What?
The
I
station.
did not see it.
I didn't
Oh,
see that
it
either.
sounds like an urban.
Also,
legend.
like the way to go. Like I know they do it at the Illinois State Fair. You could get like just little pop-ups. That's where
Man.
you got to be like on the ball.
It's
for that.
actually not at the auto show. It's just like a pop-up on Cermak.
Yeah.
And it's maybe not street legal.
Yeah, you
It's in
get
the garage.
You get the Papa Giorgio license.
Yeah. I would think a fake ID would be good.
Weird. They offered me meth.
I did 99% of this stuff downtown at 160 North LaSalle, and they whipped me through everything in like an hour. No problems. Got my state ID as a real ID, everything. The only thing left was this road test, and it took me 3 hours when I went to 5400 North Elston. It was just a cluster.
Oh, you're
Oh,
right by
that's-
my neck of the woods.
Yeah, well, I had to drive
Yeah.
up there to get it.
Yeah.
So a couple years ago, I thought I lost my ID. I waited it was snowing out. I waited in line at that exact DMV for a couple hours, and I got they printed out the paper ID. So like
That's what I have right now.
Yeah.
And I go to put the paper ID into my wallet. I couldn't find my ID anywhere. I accidentally slipped my ID behind the actual ID holder. And there was my fucking ID that I just waited in line for 3 hours to place. I want to shoot myself in the face.
Quite sexy.
Great allocation of
Yep.
time.
Not bad though.
WSD.
Yep.
Like everyone's lives would be better if we just didn't procrastinate like crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I put it all on me. I screwed this up myself, and so the hours that I had to wait, that's all my fault.
Nah, the government did it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not blaming them.
government's fault.
It's on me.
No, it's definitely on you.
The government
Anytime-
the government had to shut down every service for 3 years.
It's true.
Yeah, but it's like, so your ID's fine. So it's completely arbitrary. Yeah.
Are you a tax guy, Beef?
I used to be. Way back in the day, I did
You want
tax.
to do my taxes?
I do not. No, I do a few for friends, but I used to really do it. Like
Yeah.
say 20 years ago. Now I'm a house cat now. I work for a real estate firm.
You do slim mix
okay.
taxes, right?
I do a few friends.
Yeah.
About it, so.
Yeah.
So White Sox Dave, I would do your taxes if you really want.
No, I'm joking.
Okay, thank good.
I think you should do it just so we can find out what he makes and then see where we
H&R
gotta go.
block.
I don't share that information with anyone.
I wanna
That's
know-
when you're
That's privilege.
when you're
right?
an accountant. It's almost like when you're an attorney. You get that information that you got to block that out. You
Is
can't
that-
tell
Take
nobody.
an oath.
Is it really
No
privileged
oath,
like
but
that or no?
you're not supposed to.
I'll say this.
There's a code of conduct there, Chief.
There's a decorum.
There
A
is,
friend
there
of
is,
ours, we were speaking about him earlier. His company did White Sox finances or taxes or whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds like he didn't. use
Steve
that
Stone, $700K. Benetti, $460K. Not 50.
I would have
60.
thought Stoney made more. I'll be honest with you. I thought
It was
I would have thought he
700.
7 figures.
This was back like 2019. He told me.
all
It was
oath. So you probably got a raise.
Got a
yeah.
few pay raises. Yeah.
Yeah.
Benetti was 460. I remember, but he was also with like ESPN and everything, so he's probably making cool mill or whatever.
Damn, Jay Benetti's fucking living good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy
Living
Oh, yeah.
life.
shit.
Ah, he's in Detroit now.
What are
It
the
goes a
Tigers
long way in
got?
Detroit.
Yeah.
All that money.
For
You
sure.
know?
You
He'll be
could buy.
fine.
You could buy a city block for
He
that.
could. Could buy the
Like
old
10
Ford
years ago.
Theater.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna miss him at all?
No.
Well, you guys are never
Quick
watching
answer.
him. Well, you're watching him 81 times a year instead
That's
of.
the thing, right?
yeah.
Like I think if there's a group of people that takes in the announcers less.
Yeah,
than
it's
us,
you
I don't know
guys,
who it is.
yeah.
Because like
Right.
we go to all those games, then we spend a couple weekends where we're going out to different different parks and around the country, and then the rest of the time, if it's a day game or if it's a different announcer, because Benetti wasn't doing it every
Right,
every
that's true
day.
too. Yeah.
So like
Beckham.
I took in very little of that. I probably took in as much Len Casper as I did Jason Benetti.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I'm going to disagree with these guys. I am going to miss Benetti for a few reasons that aren't just his announcing. One, he would bring us up on the broadcast a lot.
true.
So it was really
Yes.
helpful if people know who we were. Number two, Socks Math, he would play my hot tub videos, or even when I'm in the cold tub video making fun of Steve Stone. So like I would get people coming up to me at games. Oh yeah, you're the Socks Math guy. Yeah, you got the hot tub and all that stuff.
So you have a genuine sense of gratitude, and these two guys.
I do.
Oh no,
I do.
These two guys don't give a
These are
fuck.
jerk offs.
I like them on a personal level. I like Jason Benetti just fine. As an announcer, I think he was good too. Like, and he's very good at what he does in his job. But once somebody is like, you know what, I want to go somewhere else because I'm not getting what I want here, I'm like, okay, good. You know, it's kind of he didn't want to be there anymore. So I'm not going to sit here and opine for this person. I'm going to be like, I'll get the new guy. The new guy's going to be fine.
Who is a
We'll
new
be
guy?
I don't even remember his name.
John Schriffen.
John Schriffen. He used to call slam ball.
Yeah, that's
Come on, how do you not know that?
I don't know a single thing about the guy. I'd never heard of him until the hire. But giving him the benefit of the doubt, I'm sure he's worked his way up and is good at what he does. I just don't know how him and Stone are going to bounce off each other because he's like a good-looking young kid.
yeah. It's
With all due respect to Benetti.
It's weird.
but-
It's a weird matchup because I feel like he was like, what was he on like Good Morning America?
He was.
Some other stuff, and like Stoney seems like a grizzled,
Yes.
grizzled old man. Like so,
Stoney's a good-looking older man. We took that picture with him at the
yeah.
Sox season
He's
ticket
really
holder.
Oh my God,
He's like
you know?
75
spent a lot
years
of time with
old.
his son.
Handsome fella.
Yeah.
Like an older man who Dave wished death on. So
Wait, who did I wish death on?
And
No.
and told everyone how much he makes.
From
no,
2019,
I'm-
Danny.
look,
Come on.
2019, all right?
does your buddy
2019.
still work there?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm stunned that you did that. You're very like.
No, he
Don't say this.
He's been gone from there for years.
Oh.
And he didn't never said like don't say this. It was like
Now he does the Bears taxes. So.
Yeah, no, just a bear stack. So all right.
George
Lined up.
McCaskey.
All right.
You should see what he's cleaning up.
next week at 2, Jeff Joniak's tax return.
Social Security.
Almost done on the
Yeah,
screen.
exactly.
I mean, I'm not giving away state secrets saying
No, it's not the code.
Steve Stone's salary.
It's a
No.
round number. It might not even be true.
yeah,
Could have
might
made it
not-
up.
But you know, when Stone had beef with Dave a couple of years ago, and he blocked you on Twitter and everything. So we were talking about it on our Sirius show back then, and someone said like "Marry, fuck, kill Steve Stone," and someone clipped it. It said "Kill Steve Stone," and they tweeted it at Steve Stone, and they had Dave saying that, and he's like, "This is where I draw the line." Fucking. And I was like, "Listen,
Ed,
it's hard for me to defend White Sox Dave, but he was not."
Not advocating murder.
Yes.
I don't remember this at all.
Really? No,
I
that
don't remember
happened.
this. I don't remember this at all.
Yeah.
2020.
No, I remember the whole. I don't remember that clip or
I
anything.
feel like
but
Stoney would have blocked you for any of those three answers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
'cause-
marry this barstool guy. Why would I want to marry a barstool guy?
Well, I mean, Stoney was on a rampage blocking a
Yeah,
lot of Sox
he was.
Twitter, so it's not that uncommon. That
He-
Yeah.
And I was DMing his former colleague about that, and he's like, "Yeah, he just doesn't." And I understood that too. He's like, he just doesn't do the internet like that. And I'm like, I get it. He's he's an older guy. He doesn't care about.
Does anybody hate you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
of course.
A lot of. There was a,
I think we read a bunch of them the one time we were on here back in the old days.
That's true.
Dave. We read a bunch of like the insults that we got. You would get weaved into insults with us, too.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yes.
people would
Yeah.
It's
talk
mostly because we
shit
are
about both of
association
us.
with
It
Dave.
was-
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
There was someone recently that was like, said something about one of us is going to have a heart attack in the next 2 years. Booking
Yes.
something. And they also,
Not nice.
they also said like, hey, these guys just want to be Barstool, and it's like they must be living it up right now. Actually,
They're probably in the comments right now.
they're those assholes.
There's a,
Yeah.
and this sucks here. I mean, you guys got a basketball court, bar. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
like a door
15
guy.
beautiful
It's
studios,
amazing
like-
over here.
Dave was pouring him the 12-year-old McCallum upstairs.
Oh, really?
That's not true. I
was fake
thought
news
I
right there.
was.
That's fake
I
news.
thought I was.
That was like
It was the MD 2020 that was nice.
Yes.
that's like the third time
was
that
warm.
green room got used. The other time, like you guys are after Jameis Winston.
And
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Cam Newton.
I didn't need a dub in there. I would have. I would have known. Goodness.
I saw Portnoy's
crab leg.
NIU jersey up there too. I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, there it is.
Yeah,
It's pretty
it
cool.
was
Go
like-
Huskies.
Yeah, Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, 108.
That's it. Just the three of us. All right.
Well, that was like the flag
Your
you guys
flag,
had.
exactly.
I never followed through with that. It's like you guys, Ice Cube.
And Ozzy
Ozzy
Osbourne.
Osbourne.
Right?
The old Barstool Chicago
Yeah.
flag.
It's up in there in the office somewhere in
Yeah,
the
sign,
studio.
sign the other side. We'll get it going again.
Yeah.
Dave's in charge.
you guys, it's you guys and Ice Cube.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, Ice Cube's Ice Cube.
there's nothing more hip hop than the 108 and Ice Cube.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Agreed.
Yeah.
He wore socks.
Definitely.
But Eddie, you're asking
Yeah,
about
sure.
people hating us, and we were before you got in there. We were talking about maintaining following of people on Twitter just so that they won't go psycho on us. Like people who have got who are a little imbalanced, and you can just tell, and it's like just gonna stay friendly. With
Eddie's the king of that, by the way. Maybe
what?
not following people, but just keeping tabs on the entire happenings amongst
Arm's
like
length,
our
you know?
our.
Well, I'm infatuated with White Sox Twitter. I think I've said this to you before. I've said this to Dave. It's just the place is just
There's nothing like it.
I don't know how to describe
There,
it.
like,
I
we're-
will- I will say
there's
that it's
not like
partially
a
our
Bears, Hawks, Cubs.
I'll take some of the blame.
You think
for-
you
for-
put like 200 people in a bracket, and we're like, hey,
That's coming next month.
exactly,
March
yeah.
7th
Yeah.
is the bracket reveal show.
So
And we're
so-
like, hey, if you get 100 votes, you'll like be better than this person.
So to those who don't know what we're talking about right now, the 108 guys throw a March Madness style bracket of just White Sox fans every year, and the vitriol that is spewed on the internet.
Content.
It's
it's kind of
85-90% awesome people having fun, and then the 10% people getting super hyper
Oh, man.
competitive about winning a fake online
that's
tournament.
my favorite.
What do you
part
get
of
if
it.
you win?
Nothing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bragging rights.
Bragging
I mean, like,
rights, yeah.
Now there's a trophy.
Summer George got that squirrel.
I gave him a
trophy.
squirrel, paper mache squirrel, as a trophy.
Yeah, so
Beautiful.
someone, I think Brian Knights made himself a belt.
He
Good.
did.
So that
He
was
had
fun.
a
he won the championship one.
He had a former beer sponsor of ours,
Oh,
Tapper,
yeah,
that I
yeah.
made him a thing. And then our last one, Allie White Sox, I gave her a former Taekwondo champion trophy that I just put 108 tourney over top of the Taekwondo.
So it's, I mean, there's a huge
We have a
prize.
budget.
A huge prize.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is the gist of it.
Dave won it 3 times and got absolutely nothing until Aloha Mr. Hand gave you a.
I have
engraved
that bat. It's hanging,
right?
it's hanging in my office right now.
Yeah.
Cooperstown bat, yep.
It's pretty sweet.
We also named a bracket after him. That's pretty
Yeah,
yeah, that's right. When you get
Like
retired
a
from
region
the
of the
tournament-
bracket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a chancellor, so if we ever needed his help, we would reach out to him.
There, yeah.
help
Talk
with
about the,
what?
I haven't
Like-
gotten a lot of the hate.
You know what it is? My Sox summer just wanted to
Bots.
Photoshop his head over William Shatner's head in dodgeball. And so we're like, oh, he could be the chancellor, so we can reuse the picture. That's all.
The
Doesn't work so good now because Dave isn't as fat as he was when I made it. So
Damn it, Dave.
you can't see it.
sorry, you guys aren't either though.
No.
Oh,
I want to weight loss.
That's why I'm wearing a hoodie.
You guys didn't put it on throughout this past summer like other summers though either. You guys I thought you guys
wasn't
maintained.
as
I thought it's
No.
like in October, right? Starts
Well, that's when
Yep.
it starts,
Yeah.
but then throughout the baseball season they'll put all the weight back on again. I didn't think you guys really did that this year.
Is it over now or it's spring training?
It's till the 108 tourney. So
Yeah.
it's-
Oh,
So
good,
a
good.
couple more weeks.
couple
yeah.
weeks.
Good.
So now I have to actually start trying to lose
Yeah,
weight.
yeah.
No, but
Now that you've been
Are you
called
gonna
out
start-
on.
Are you going to start eating less or puking
More,
more?
mostly enemas.
Yeah, there we go.
I actually just
Flush it
eat
out.
Because
food.
they're fun. That's why.
Yeah.
no, but it
I
is
was gonna do
great.
it anyways.
I love the community's great.
That's
I just don't know why. I don't like. Why is there no Cubs Twitter like that?
there's no other
too many
Blackhawks,
people.
I
there's
don't
no,
feel like.
there's it's
I
it's
think-
just White Sox.
The Bears have a little bit of it, but I think, I mean, like,
Do they?
all of the White Sox stuff, all the White Sox community
Bears is
stuff
crazy.
happens kind of because of the Cubs. Because you go through a baseball season and the Cubs are the more popular team.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
no debating that. We don't try and debate that. But because of that, the radio stations give a lot more time to the Cubs. And then when they're not talking about the Cubs, they're talking about Bears off season, or they're talking about the upcoming seasons for the Bulls or the Blackhawks. And so
you're
there's
filling
not a
the
lot of
vacuum.
people focusing on the White Sox. So it opened up like this kind of void for a bunch of assholes like us to come through and be like,
Yes.
we're going to talk only about the White Sox, and we're going to go as in depth as possible, and we're going to be at the park, and we're going to have a fun time doing this stuff. And so a lot of people gravitated towards that because they're just like, I want to know about the White Sox. And so that started to build the Twitter community, and then Beef putting together the 108 tournament, it kind of expanded it rapidly because it was when 108 tournament happens, it's all these different people on White Sox Twitter putting out all this content, and we're sending you to all of these 108 people that are in the tournament, and they're like, oh, I'll follow that person, I'll follow
Yeah.
that person, and then like it just grew exponentially.
mushrooms
And then like some people don't like each other. And that's what Twitter's really all about.
Yes.
And so then it started to really snowball.
Now, are you seeing people who don't love the Sox that much, but just like getting the notoriety on Twitter at all? Like, do you see that?
I'm not going to
Yes,
name names, but there
yes.
was a handful of them.
Yeah, there are. There definitely are. I'll put some of them in the tournament too, and just kind of see how they fare, or allow them to, like, here's your public persona. Let's see what people think of you. What's the most interesting thing, and this happens every year, and it's already started happening, is some people will realize that their once inflated persona is coming down big time because of anything they've done or whatever, and they'll reach out to me in a panic. Beefloaf, do not put me in the 108 tournament this year. Keep me out of the tournament. I've got dozens of these, which I'm not going to say all their names on here, but who have reached out. It's like, I can't be in this year. Please do not put me in there this year. So you realize how much it's out there in front of everyone, and everyone's going to be judging, and some people don't want the strap.
Yeah. I get it.
What's the most someone's come at you guys for? That not me related though. Obviously, like I get people in trouble here and there, but like
I would say
I saw the one where it was like Beefloaf White Sox Dave, this is pathetic or something. Like that's
Yeah, my Sox Summer intimidated that guy in person. Like, I saw him out somewhere.
Did you have a few pops in you?
Well, I saw him at a grandstand, a Sox souvenir stand, and he kind of looked at me and then walked the other way. And I was like, exactly. And I was with my kids, so it's not like I'm not doing anything when I have my kids there, and it's also my neighborhood, so I'm like, I'm not starting a fight in a souvenir shop. But we did have he did start getting chirpy during a game one time, and we were drinking, and I was like, hey, you know where we sit? Come on over. Like, it's like that's one of the biggest things, right? Like we're older, so we don't fight, but you also know where we sit. So like if you have a serious problem with us, you can come.
Who could have a serious problem with you?
It doesn't make sense.
They're out there.
I mean, there's a dude that he recently put one of our shirts up on eBay, just so that he could write about what pieces of shit we are in the description.
I can't wait for that.
I like that.
I can't wait for that now to be like,
I'm a bit on it.
I even got featured on the Barstool Mid Show because I'm so rent free in their head. So
Sounds like you got lucky though, my Sox Summer.
about
I mean, you could have got your ass beat with a little mini bat in front of your kids.
I could.
I
mean, that would be bad because then I'd lose all respect. I mean, I'm already teetering on the no respect thing because they're like, Dad, why do you like the White Sox instead of the Cubs or some team that's good? And I'm like, I don't know.
It's not really
this
a
how you
choice,
get
though.
raised.
That's why you try and start fights in the bathroom in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Oh Jesus.
Okay. Story time. Let's hear it.
We're at we take road trips. We go with another Sox blog, Sox Machine. Go around like different stadiums and go check out places. We went to Minneapolis. I don't drink beer as much anymore. I'm more of a hard liquor guy. But we went to a craft beer place and I got loaded. And then we went to the game and I was drinking like what they have there, Mick Golden Lights.
Yeah,
that's
like the number one beer in Minnesota.
Yeah. Pounding Mick Golden Lights. And we're waiting in line for the bathroom. Some little kid was walking by and he's like, Dad. And I was like, hey, man, if you got to piss, go right ahead. Just pass all these people. Just go. Because it's a kid, you know. If the kid's got to pee really bad, you know.
Just go, yeah.
All of a sudden, I hear from the inside of the bathroom, I would appreciate it if you didn't talk to my kid that way. And I look at the guy next to me and go, is he talking to me? Is this guy talking to me? And he's like, yeah, I'm talking to you. And I was like, what? And he's like, you're cussing in front of my kid. And I was like, piss? And I go, are you fucking kidding? You know, and then it just
They're Minnesota nice up there. They're Minnesota nice.
He didn't seem that nice.
Escalated. We leave.
Don't say the P word up there.
We go to leave, and Beefloaf is in my ear trying to agitate the situation a little more. He's like, hey, there's that motherfucker right there. Let's go talk to him.
I came out of the bathroom before you, so I stopped. I said, I want to look for this guy and make sure he's not waiting for you. And sure enough, he was waiting for you, so I saw him. And so I grabbed him like, that's him right there,
That's a
right?
good
Like,
friend.
yeah. So he goes, yeah, hold my beer. And he makes a beeline for this guy. Like, he's going to go get in his face or whatever. And all his people are right there, and it's just you and me. Like, our people are several sections over. But he don't want none of that smoke.
So you
He
won't
backed off.
You won't fight in front of your kids, but other kids.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I would
He actually wanted to
definitely-
fight the kid.
No,
Hey, you
you
little
started
shit.
this all. I want to beat the dad down in front of his kid just so that the kid knows, hey, I shouldn't act like my asshole dad.
Me and my Sox Summer are like kindred spirits on this kind of stuff. Like this is not.
I don't know if that's a good
apparently
thing, but I'm
society,
Hey, it ain't.
society says you can't say that stuff out loud. But yeah, I would want to emasculate the kid's dad right in front of the kid. Yes.
I agree.
like, hey, this is you got this blood in you, kid.
Yeah.
Teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
He's like, my dad should have kept his mouth shut. You're right. Thank you, my sock summer.
What
Like,
a
I was
great
waiting
thing to
for that.
bond
That's a
over. Like
life
that both
lesson.
of you want to beat the shit out of some guy in front of his kid.
That's how you
That's how you
grow up.
learn.
Yeah.
That's how you age.
Yep.
I'm sure you guys have talked about the stadium stuff ad nauseum, but
No.
I mean,
Well,
Not at
nice to
all.
hear from Bridgeport guys.
yeah, I know. I mean, I like personally, like I really like going to Sox games.
I love it.
Yeah, like I like the core turtles walk over. Like I have fun.
Lobby.
The neighborhood bars.
Great.
And everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
It's good times.
Like, are you like generally a yay or nay?
I mean, I'm a yay, but kind of person. For me, it's not a big deal. We live within walking distance of the park now.
Yeah.
I can walk to the red line just as easily as I can walk to the park. So it's not really going to modify much of the way I do things.
Yeah.
But for the majority of the fan base, and I know this has like been overblown, that are driving to the game, it's going to be a big hodgepodge of shit. And it's not going to be as easy as everyone's saying it is. They're like, we'll just get on the Metro. Metro's there already. Nobody takes it. It's like, we'll just get on the CTA. CTA is there already. No one takes it.
Mhm.
People drive. It's a driving base right now. So it took us weeks to figure this out, but or not figure it out, but like just to voice it. It's the Sox are going for a new fan. They're saying, hey, listen, this family friendly thing that we were trying to do, we've got as many as we can. Now we need to go after the unprofessionals that work in the South.
They want to be a little more cosmopolitan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
You know, they want it. And now I say this on our podcast all the time. They want the $18 empanada and the $15 beer.
Yeah.
They have that guy. So, and they want to get a guy in there twice a year versus sell a season package to schlubs like us that will just demolish beers.
We're
you
gonna
know?
buy it anyway.
It's unfortunate that fans like you guys are going to be the casualties of that war. You know,
But they're not.
For
not
me, it's
them.
not.
I understand.
It's not gonna
I'm
be-
talking about
I'm
like
actually closer.
Yeah.
no, I know you.
There
you're gonna
will
love
be,
this.
Dave, though. You're right. There are going to be fans who are buying a 20-game package right now who do not buy in and don't do this.
But
So they're gonna
I'm on the
make up
flip
more
side
than
of that.
from
I
those
will
people.
happily give 81 games to this. Happily give.
Are you
81
serious?
I will. I
On
swear to
board
God.
with 81 games. Wow.
How long?
I got.
What if they're terrible?
Yeah, I was going to say, wait, why are you not going
No,
to
well,
games now?
that's the crux.
Because it's not going to
All
get better just 'cause
I
they get
give
new
a shit
stadium.
about
He
is
thinks
a
it will.
winning product.
I don't.
Dave,
It's not a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee at all, but
When the
it's
hedge
it's,
fund comes
we
in
know
to own it
we
and
know
does it
what
just like Jerry.
we know what the product is right now, and it's not a good one. It's an embarrassingly bad one. I think.
All right, but let's say that you're going to have largely the same amount of success. Would you rather be in the downtown place or where it is now?
Obviously, I just fucking keep it at that point. But like the whole point of this is like, more people in, more revenue in equals more
I thought
money to
I thought money was never,
invest into your product.
But you've always said they've always had plenty of
But
money
that's
already.
the excuse they use, whether it's true or not. That's the excuse they use. Now they won't have an excuse.
They're like,
Theoretically,
we can't afford that free agent. We spent all this money on a stadium.
City's paying for it.
Official.
I'm paying for it.
You know what? You know what makes money? Wins. If you win
Right.
games, it makes money, and I think that's
It's the
doesn't
chicken
matter
and an
what
egg
stadium.
thing with Jerry
Now, Eddie,
Reinsdorf.
Yeah.
You're probably excited for a stadium right by the river, so you could replay the smiley face murders
Oh,
episode over and over.
You kidding me? Like you're gonna have to. There's gonna be an in memoriam for the 108 tourney. You're gonna have guys dying. There's gonna be.
Dude, there might
Off
be
the
some,
Roosevelt Bridge.
Yeah,
there might be some
exactly.
suspects in the 108.
For real,
Yeah.
dude.
We should take a look at them.
Yeah.
The
They're
Shane
definitely in
the
Sox Twitter.
Shane Reardon Memorial Bracket.
Oh man,
Don't put that evil out there.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's why he's got that big beard.
Yeah. You know?
You see that picture of him in a top hat?
No, I didn't.
Oh god, you gotta look that up. It's good stuff.
But so the one thing that I think a lot of people are on like, oh, where's the parking going to be? Where's the parking going to be? Like the thing that I can't really grasp as I look at this area that they're trying to put a park in is like the logistics of actually getting there. Because like right now, you cannot get to the place that it's supposed to be. Like you go into like Google Maps and say, take me to the 78. It like takes you to like a place on Clark and then dotted lines you.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
Jump-
flipping?
jump this
jumping
fence.
Jump a wall and then run across the train tracks and you're there. Like, and like if you look at it on one side, Wells is coming in, which is
It's
blocked
like an
off.
alley at that.
And then on the other
Right,
side,
yeah. Small.
Wentworth is coming in, and that's blocked off. But those are not two separate streets at that point, because if you take down those barriers, it goes Wells turns into Wentworth. So it's one way in and out of that area.
Yeah.
That is
I
horrible.
say
and the
all of
and
this-
the bridge goes over it. So like, I'm just like, $1 billion sounds about right because they're gonna have to fucking build new roads.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna have to do all this shit to make that even possible. And so I'm thinking like it's gonna take like 10 years. You look at me, you hear that guy saying 2 years heart attack. I don't care. I'm not gonna be there.
There you go. You see that?
He cleaned up that beard.
When did he do that?
Shane's gonna be so mad.
I'm going to be honest. That's a rough look. I hadn't seen that yet.
I don't hate that for Shane.
Shane's got like a wonk eye going in that pic.
I don't know what is. I don't know what
Is that Shane?
That is Shane.
I've never
It's
seen.
not
I
a great
can't-
look, Treasy.
When was the last time his beard was that trimmed?
Yeah.
Well,
I know, that's
I think it's from high school, and he
15,
was
20
working
years.
at Best Buy. And then he said he's like,
Wait,
I've
what?
never owned a top hat, and then this is like at a like an antique store, and I just put it on, and somebody snapped a picture. And he also used it like, this is what you can become now, like one of the most hated producers of afternoon drive in Chicago radio. But yeah, Shane's gonna be so mad that that's up there. If you
It
see
looks like a freelance magician.
it. Right, a guy you don't want to hire at your kid's party.
Yeah, the kind of guy who you can see the tricks, so you're kind of like, oh, man, I caught that one.
Hey, I got an idea.
That's a straight to VHS. Ebenezer Scrooge.
You can see the rabbit paw trying to get out of the hat.
All right, can we just turn the next 60 seconds into a roast Shane session?
I think that's what it was.
I know, but like continue it.
I can't do it. Shane is like joins an exclusive membership with Chief of guys I tried to give dating advice to, and it just did not go over very well. Like when Chief came on our show, and I was like, hey man, I'm gonna tell you some tips and stuff. He's like, dude, I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
Please just
Like,
don't
what
talk
is
about
going
this.
on here? We're talking baseball.
And if you
What's
look
going
at me,
on?
you know I'm not like the Don Juan, like still I thought I had something and I didn't. So
Treasy, we could choose to put a stop to this, but we never do. We always
No.
encourage MSS.
no. And
let
like
me fall on my face. It's fine.
And like we've even gotten past like early in this when we were doing this, I think you and I would look a little uncomfortable during those.
Yeah.
Now we've been able to put on faces like, oh yes, that's a good.
What a technique you're suggesting.
Explore that further. Yeah.
Dive into this with MSS. I think you really enjoy this.
It's like you guys with Dave, right? You just let him go.
pretty
You're
much.
like, hey, we're just
No, they don't let me go. They
Yeah.
put the kibosh on it
That's
too
on you.
quick.
That's
Yeah,
why
we-
you're still on the air.
We
there's-
shackled Dave.
Yeah.
There's not a leash strong enough to put.
You need the spike collar,
Yeah.
no slack.
The button where it just shocks me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Like Ramsey
jugular
Bolton's
vein.
dogs in
Yeah.
the basement.
You need the harness.
Yeah.
Not the neck.
He needs them all. But nah, it makes sense. I just, I don't know. I don't.
See, like my whole, I'm operating under the assumption, first of all, that this is, and I don't know. I always give a precursor here. I don't know the first thing about money other than how to spend it. That's all I know about money. I'm assuming he's doing this as a precursor to a sale, by all
Right.
accounts, right?
You'd think so.
So
get the value
yeah,
up
if,
on
like,
the team.
right?
Why
yeah.
should we pay for him to make more money?
See?
That's where it
I
gets
understand that.
Yeah.
I'm speaking solely for myself. I just want the good baseball team. That's all I want. If my taxes are higher because of it, I don't know it. I pay taxes anyways.
It's
I
not
own a
that much.
property.
But
I think
I'll tell you
you're-
one thing.
I think you're crazy for thinking that the new stadium is going to change how they do business.
It wouldn't be under his ownership. That's why. That's exactly what I
you don't
just
know
said.
that though. That's
but I just
that's
said
the
I'm
hard
operating under the assumption that this is the precursor to a sale, and that like if and when this new stadium happens, it'll be under George Lucas's regime or whatever.
Oh my god.
Which is
But that would be your wet dream, right, Treasy?
What's
If
his
George
wife
Lucas
that
like took
it's
over?
his
That-
wife
it's the
Michelle
rumor.
Obama's like
It's the
best
rumor.
friend or
It's
whatever.
the rumor
right?
that she's bought
yeah.
up some like minority shares of
Right.
the team and stuff, and like that she'd be looking to buy the team. But
Oh my
it could
gosh.
also be like a fucking hedge fund comes in,
Yeah.
and they're just looking at it as an investment. and
Right.
they treat the team shittier than Reinsdorf does.
Right.
So like, I don't count on new ownership as like fixing the team. I'm like, could you put some
I don't know that it
intelligent
could be
motherfuckers in there
worse.
to do something?
Right.
Well, that's the thing. Like, yeah, if it's an investment, winning equals more money, right?
Maybe.
So maybe I mean Reinsdorf.
they
he was
seem to be
just
doing
so-
all right now.
I
mean,
heard
if you're
that-
looking to the counter that, Treasy, the Atlanta Braves, which are publicly traded, have been building winning teams and increasing share price. And so maybe that's an outlook of like there is someone profit-minded who is realizing, oh, if we win, we make even more money, and kind of that's been pushing it. So maybe you have a chance at getting that. But you're right. A lot of the hedge fund operator types or private equity types, when they come in, they look at cutting costs and just rent seeking. So
I mean, it's like mind-boggling how that guy could see that crowd at that playoff game against the Astros and not be like, we need more of that.
Right.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I mean, everybody
crazy.
on the planet was commenting on that one game, on that one fucking game.
Right.
On that one fucking game. And it was, they were down 2-0 in the series already. Yeah. All I want is more of that. And I think a new stadium would
gives us a better shot.
a better shot. Yes, a better shot. I know what we have right now, and that shot it's few and far between.
New stadium also increases the chances of another interaction with you and a celebrity.
Absolutely.
Like, in front of the stadium. So, like,
I think it decreases because you're not going to have that tailgate presence as much.
well, but
He
that
wasn't out
wasn't
there
he wasn't
tailgating.
tailgating. That would be
Hey,
awesome. if he
Cusack's
was.
one of the boys. I mean, he's got to be.
Oh, I didn't know we could
does
mention
he,
his name.
Does he have?
He's out there with the Weber grill and got the.
Does he have a 108 region named after him?
He should.
He should.
You've
I agree.
interacted with him.
No,
right?
but yeah. So he followed me after all of that, right? I showed you Dave at Cork and Kerry,
All
right?
right, he did
Yeah,
the opposite. He blocked us. He followed you.
Hang on though. So I showed you. I showed some of the producers when we were at Cork that one time. But I must have said something really positive about you because then he turned around and blocked me at something. So I'm now blocked by Cusack.
He responded to me one time, and I was like, God, the guy that held up the boombox. He's yelled at my good friend Dave, and he's responded to one of my comments on Twitter. I was so excited.
Can you put
I
someone
love
like
that
him
movie,
in the
too.
tournament this year?
You-
Just like a complete random White Sox fan celebrity just to see if they're like, what's this?
Could, and we used to like try to go bigger with regards to
Yeah.
that. So we would have media. Obviously, Dave kicked everyone's ass, but we had a whole group that was like all the local media. Dave would swamp through them or whatever, and then he would get up against the regular people, and those matchups would be closer.
Yeah,
And so we got to the point where we've trimmed down how much media we have in there, and it's almost all just like regular motherfuckers.
And it's better because like
way better,
when you have like someone from the media, or like if we had Cusack in there, like he wouldn't participate at all.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but like if you put like someone like me in there who's a fucking nobody, you put me in there, I'm gonna make 18 videos a day. To try and win this, and I'm gonna be tweeting and retweeting and asking people. MSS is gonna be going in Chiefs DMs trying to get votes.
Remember he went against them? He went against them?
I love it.
That was great.
That's the thing. People always ask me for their endorsements. I love doing it and I hate doing it because a lot of times I'll be pitting up against friends. Like it'll be Pete Hand versus Wally or whatever. I'm like, dude, Wally's asking me the same thing you are.
Famous Wally.
But
You're gonna meet Wally this year, Dave.
We're gonna give you a debrief after. We can't give the whole Wally story on air.
I needed a water after I met him. Dude. I was like out of breath. I was like, this guy's nuts.
he's a crazy
From the
motherfucker.
cologne.
Yeah, love him. He's great, but it was like I was like stunned.
He's a liability.
I want you guys to put Chief and White Sox Dave in it this year, just so Chief could beat Dave in the White Sox bracket.
Probably would.
man.
Probably would.
So I have I can't reveal it yet. I have a concept
don't talk
coming up
about
for next year that we could make something like that happen.
Okay.
So,
I think
I'll
you could put Eddie
I'll put
in
a
there
pin
too.
in that, Danny. I like that idea. So
Eyeball
we'll work on
emojis.
that.
I think Eddie would like it too.
I think they might all like
He
it.
is
Yeah.
just-
So we'll
he's like gushing over there. I think you need to put him in attorney.
we'll
I
figure
think
something out. I
he'd be
got
a
an
better
idea.
Sox fan than a Cubs fan. He was born on the wrong side of town.
Eddie,
I really think so.
he's definitely a neighborhood guy.
Yeah.
I'm
oh,
hearing
yeah.
stories about the pizza place, and he didn't
Yep.
want to dog him because they made him wait. And
If Eddie's in it, like all these White Sox fans, they always chug beers for their videos. Eddie used to be taking a light sip. Please vote for him. Just pinky up.
Oh, no.
I do like when there's someone out there that has wronged me on White Sox Twitter. I do like pushing whoever they're playing against in the tournament just out of pure spite.
You?
we're in
Just out
favor
of
of that, by the way.
I love
Do as much of
Spite.
that as you want. We love
Spite
that.
is so good.
I haven't had like
yeah,
I know this-
kinda neutered. You
this-
haven't had a rival in a while.
this pains me to say it.
You're not angry anymore.
No.
It
not
pains
as
me to
angry.
say it. I haven't gotten into a fight with them in a while, and I miss it.
You know what it is?
It's like the
need it.
Joker in the Batman. He's like, I don't want to kill you.
Well,
It's,
Dave,
it's
even
two
if it's
things.
like-
It's
I'm a
two
dog
things.
chasing cars.
The White Sox have you don't give a fuck.
It's not that I don't give a fuck. It's
So
that,
you're-
like, what am I?
And then when the clock strikes 5, your phone is you don't touch it.
So I have a setting on my phone that automatically at 7 p.m. it goes to do not disturb. It's the greatest thing that I've ever discovered.
Mine's at 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
He's just sitting in the dark watching TV.
Exactly. Exactly.
Or on our podcast.
So
In the dark.
To Chief says I don't care anymore. That's not true. I care so much that I can't talk about them because it just makes me fucking angry because I hate them so much.
Well, you lost
because
them.
I love them.
The Bears suck.
They're
Northwestern sucks. Chief, you're starting to join us the same little deal with the Blackhawks. I
do you
saw your
mean?
tweet today with "It won't be this bad forever. It won't be this bad forever." And then people were asking you to clarify what Chicago franchise you were talking about because it's all horrible.
Yeah.
So it's rough. I mean, I'm glad that Dan came back to Chicago because without them, Chicago sports.
Well, we were talking
Chief, I'm going to be honest.
We
You're
had-
hanging your hat on Bedard, okay? And I heard you guys mention too young for the full Jordan era. Treasy and I are not. It took a long time
It
to
did.
get a good team behind Jordan, like a team where you're like they can win a title.
Painfully
There were some
long.
bad teams,
That was Ryan's
and even some teams that are like they made the playoffs, but they are not getting past Detroit, like those level of teams. So this might be a little while for you.
Yeah, and I'm trying so hard to not make it how it was the last time. Because last time, Taves and Kane were like the last piece of the puzzle.
Right.
They already had everybody else was like up and like had played a year. They're good. He's like the first. He's like the tip of the spear.
and this
Right.
classic guy.
The first one,
And,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I told Dave about Vlasic today. Alex Vlasic he's a piece. But yeah, it's gonna be. I still watch him. I still watch every game. If I'm in town, I'm watching the Blackhawks.
Right.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's the worst, and it's like they're worse than they were when they weren't on TV. This is right now. This is the worst collection of talent I've ever seen. In an NHL
Wow.
team.
Yeah, I just went to see him. I went to a game. I hadn't watched any Blackhawks this year.
Lucky
I went,
you.
I went to a game and I was like, this looks terrible.
It's
This
awful.
is like it's just a mess out there.
Yeah,
And
and like people, I had a bunch of people for whatever reason when the Penguins were in town. I just had random people like friends like, hey, I got an extra. I'm like, I got stuff. I'm not going.
Right.
And then they'd be like, I would talk to them the next day, and I was like, how are the vibes? Like, vibes are bad. like the building's quiet.
Oh,
Like
that's
no one. It's like it's like the old days. You kind of like you're listening to like side conversations. It's just the game is
I
secondary.
went to a game in
being
like
there.
November, and they won the game. They won by a lot. It was like 5-2 or something, and the stadium was nowhere near as full as it was like during the golden years.
The run.
And
Those are crazy.
I love Chelsea Dagger as the goal song. I mean, as a guy who knows fucking zero about hockey, absolutely nothing about hockey, Chelsea Dagger was like the song that was playing during some of my most fun sports moments of the last decade, 12 years or whatever,
It's
So
weird.
I love that song, but they got to retire it now because this.
I kind of think so too.
It's a
It's
difference.
like
You can't
they
hold
got
on to
rid
that.
of every single person and thing associated with that run,
Aside from
except for the
Chelsea
song.
Dagger, right? You got to get rid of it.
See what you did?
I bring the vibes down. I'm
But
sorry.
hey,
I'm sorry.
on that exact note, so like I talk about how I hate talking about the White Sox. I talk about often how much I hate talking about the White Sox. But on that note, I have
Just
undone my ban.
enjoy something.
I have undone my ban on going to games. They pissed me off to the point the White Sox themselves. I told you guys this. They called me not a fan because of how pissed off. Yeah. So
It's in your name.
after
Oh,
after
he's lowercase d Dave.
Oh
Now.
yeah, that's right.
no, I put it back in because I started losing followers. But,
Wildcats
after they fired everyone last summer, I was so pissed off when they hired Getz because I'm like, all right, they fired everybody. Go get do it right. Like
Yeah, go get
Theo
somebody.
Epstein. Obviously, that's not gonna happen. But think big, and they didn't. And I sent a fucking pissed off text message to that team. Like I'm like, hey, I want to interview Getz like tomorrow. Basically that, like a demand. I was so fucking pissed, and they responded like, "You've been very clear about no longer being a fan of this team. Like we don't understand the point of having you sit down with someone who's not a fan." I'm like, I wanted to drive to that stadium and burn it fucking down. I'm like, I have fucking made a career out of you assholes, and you guys, like, we've talked about this. Like,
Yeah.
Our views would be exponentially higher if they were just like a 500
Yeah.
team year over year, let alone what they are.
We
you know?
had our meeting with merch.
This is funny.
We
You guys will
haven't had a play. Well, the White Sox won playoff team.
the one playoff team,
yeah. What year was that?
2021 and 20 kind of
20, but not
20.
really.
It was a whatever. It was a weird. It was a COVID season.
Yeah.
too. It was
Yeah.
fucking weird. Our best selling shirt, and she was like, "This is like an amazing number." Like buy a shirt that's from the 2018 Bears Divisional Championship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Still.
Totally believe it.
Still, because it's like that's like people love the success, obviously,
Right.
and we haven't had 1 second of success since the double
We-
doink,
we
which was our
hoodwinked-
second day on the job.
Yeah, legitimately our second. Probably the only one that topped that was the Jordan one from the Last Dance.
No,
No,
That didn't even top it.
Oh.
King of the North was the
King of
highest
the
ever.
King of the North is like, and she
That
was
like
she like pulled up there. She's like, wow, like this is like that's amazing. That it would
Like amazing by foreplay and
like by
part of
anybody,
my
the
take
whole
standards.
company.
Yeah.
oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would have thought the Han Hope one did really
Yeah.
well because you sold it for 50 cents or whatever.
I still don't believe that that's actually true. We sold like near 1,000 of those shirts, and eventually I had so many leftover shirts that I was like, I just threw them in one of those green boxes. So I'm hoping to see a homeless guy walking around with them one day. But we sold like 700 or 800 of them, and on was it Black Wednesday or whatever
Black Friday,
whatever
yeah.
the deal day is.
Cyber Monday.
I threw it on for half price just because I wanted to get rid of these boxes of shirts sitting in my apartment. And apparently that cut into the profit margin too much where we lost money on the shirts.
Oh, you sold them for below cost.
I don't know that that's true. 'Cause I got it for like $3 a shirt and we were selling them for like 30.
Yeah.
But-
Well, that was like pre Barstool though.
And it was the like FBI seized a bunch of the boxes of shirts because I didn't want, like, I was mailing them from FedEx. I would go to FedEx with boxes of shirts and sit there for hours individually fucking printing the sheets out, taping them and everything. And I didn't want to put my home address. I didn't have a business account or anything, so I didn't want a bunch
Start
of
a PO box.
So I just, as a joke, I wrote 333 West 35th Street as the address, and I like Googled the zip code and everything. Eventually the USPS saw a bunch of shirts coming from there that they didn't send, so they seized all the packages too.
No.
Yeah.
I never knew this.
I didn't know that.
I never knew
Seized,
that.
I
but
did know that.
yeah, so that happened. So a bunch of people didn't get their. It was a whole shit show.
Wow, Dave.
Yeah.
That's a new revelation.
So you sold them for 50% off, but you kept all the money and didn't get people their shirts.
No, everybody got their shirts.
And he's evading
Dave's
the law.
Everybody got their shirts.
Hand delivered them in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's true. But those were, yeah, like I'm not even looking forward to printing them out. Like sell the team. I don't want to put out negative shit.
No, don't
you know?
do that.
I'm tired of.
I looked 168 of those sold. Not to brag.
Dave, not to get too down this rabbit hole with the White Sox, but you don't like any of the moves that Chris Getz is making with the
See-
hiring of the new guys. Like, I mean, we got Brian Bannister, man. That guy's got a track record of some success with pitching.
He absolutely
You're
does.
a big pitcher
and
guy.
I will see what happens with like the Bummer move 5-for-1 for. I think Bummer. I don't care what his FIP is or his ground. He stinks.
Right.
Stop talking to me about advanced stats. Sometimes a guy just sucks, and he's one of them. Yeah. So yeah, 5 players, a couple of them that fill a big league need this year, sure, whatever, cool. But like I know for a fact that they have been obviously actively looking to deal Cease. They're trying to spin the tires on bringing back a couple pitchers that have been with the team over the last few years that are still free agents right now. That they are telling their agents, we can't touch your guys even though they're under $10 million until we trade Cease. Because Cease has got $8 million on the books or whatever it is. If you can't sign a fucking guy for $10 million, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Brutal.
Well, hopefully he talks to us next Thursday, right, Dave?
Yeah.
We have the request out.
We have the request, but
Maybe Eddie
for-
should put the request out.
Change your hat, though, Eddie.
Yeah.
And put on a 108 hat. There you go. He'll be down.
Request
Oh,
Chris
see, there
Getz.
you go.
that was funny.
He carved the hat like he's an over the top.
Yeah.
He's gonna arm
Working
wrestle.
guy
him.
over
Yeah.
here.
Rip Danny's
I love
arm off now.
Working out.
But looking forward to Sox content this year. I said this on Twitter a couple months back. Like we know what we're looking at this year in terms of on the field product. How many losses are we looking at?
I think about 90.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh,
Somewhere
90
between
to 100?
90
I
and
think it's going to be less than
95,
100, yeah.
somewhere in there.
you guys are an optimistic bunch.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
are.
I think 90 is optimistic. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what you're looking at though is a team that's probably going to be okay at run prevention.
Yeah.
And I think the bullpen's going to be stronger than they look on paper.
I would agree.
But they can't hit.
They're
And
not-
that's how you lose 90 games.
I read your
They're
blog.
just- they're just not.
Collective weighted runs created plus 83 heading into this year. Something
Yeah,
like
that's projected.
2 teams ever have made the playoffs with that, or
Right. Yeah, it's really hard when you hit that bad. too.
yeah.
Oh, we're not making
But-
playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean,
But as
that's
far
not
as
even-
content goes this
I
year,
don't know. Bounce back, Moncada, Eloy year.
See, this is what he
Let's
does.
talk a little bit. Let's talk.
That middle of the lineup, Robert, those 2 guys and Robert.
Yeah, Robert,
And
come
Teddy
on.
has a bounce
Eddie's
back.
got the deck of cards out like we're gonna do a line card
I like-
a little bit here. Line card for how many wins the Sox are gonna
I
have.
like that we were talking about this pre-show, and we were like, Makata's gonna crush in the beginning, and then we're gonna pick up his option for 24
Yeah,
million.
and then-
That's like the worst thing that could possibly happen. And like he'll be so good that we re-sign him.
How old is he now?
Too old.
27.
He's not old. He's
he's not
yeah,
old.
he's
Well, that's what it's like. Anything you could told me that he was still only 24, I'd probably believe you. I feel like we've been hearing about him like
Yeah,
that when
like
he came out with
18.
like the Under Armour shirt,
Yeah.
when he was yoked out of Cuba, like 19 or whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, the Red
Yep.
Sox gave him a ton of money.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
so, I mean, like he was.
They gave
he
him
was
like
a huge
56
prospect.
million.
It was
something
yeah, it
like
was a
that.
similar deal to the Luis Robert.
and the
deal.
White Sox
You know?
gave him a World Series.
Yeah.
Yep, for sale.
For
Yeah,
sure.
that was the deal. Yeah.
Are we, Danny, myself, and Chief? Are we allowed at opening day?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
why
course. Yeah. Why wouldn't
Thank
you?
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Because they're not
See you in
coming.
section 108.
They're not.
Were you banned
Come
from
through.
it for something?
No, they don't want to come to enjoy 108. They want to come to annoy me.
You don't sit
We
with
won't
us
even
half the
sit
time.
with
Even
you.
better.
Fine, if you guys, I don't want to.
You know what though? Okay, so I
Why don't you
jumping
want
back
him
on
there?
your side for a second, Dave.
We went to
because
Cubs opening day.
you
We
had
a
that
nice
event.
time.
You had that event where you had the truck and everything, and,
Mm-hmm.
and we're hanging out there, and we go into the game, and Eddie's like, "I ain't going in." He stayed out. He was watching college football. He didn't want to come in the ballpark. So you had
Oh,
your
that was-
stogies, you had your
showed up.
hanging, you know.
He showed up with 87 cigars.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
didn't come in the ballpark. So
Where's Notre Dame, Ohio State?
Dave was throwing out the first pitch.
yeah, he threw out the first pitch.
It was going to be on Instagram.
That was fun.
I had a
You see it all.
I had a DVR. Yeah, it was like I'll get it.
And
I'm
then
surprised.
The next time they were at the park, Eddie mangled Dave's face.
That's the last game I've been to.
Dude.
Yeah.
That was
After
that was
that, I was
dirty,
like,
Eddie.
"Fuck this."
Eddie,
I'm like,
Eddie's
I'm
like,
out.
Fuck this.
I'm like,
Velcro.
Eddie, what happened to Dave's face? And you're like, oh, I can't tell you.
Can we
You
give
should ask him.
Can we give you an update on it? On that? What was that? The blow up, whatever Velcro wall.
Velcro wall.
They have discontinued it, and they discontinued it at a manufacturer level
Wow.
because of everything that Dave said.
Yeah. That's true. They said we screwed up 2 things. A, the bubble was not the right,
Inflated enough?
so people couldn't get off the air, get off the ground. And they said that it should have been swapped. It should have been the soft Velcro part on the wall,
Right.
and the hard Velcro sticks on the thing. Because some other woman
Do it,
smashed her
Dave.
face too.
Dave, give him the.
No one ever listens to me.
So like now I told him, I was like, don't get rid of that fucking thing. We're either doing a redemption or we're gonna have Dave tear it down like the Blob.
Where's the
I will take a bat like Michael Bolton in Office Space.
The best part of that was
no
like,
talent ass?
we got there after it happened.
He's the one who sucks.
And like I'm like Dave walks up to me and we're having a beer and I'm looking at him and he's just bleeding from the face and there's no explanation.
I couldn't feel it. It felt like sweat.
I'm like
Oh,
looking at the
my.
guy. I'm like, should I say something? Is this guy okay?
Got something on your nose.
Bro, you're leaking everywhere.
well, like you guys walked up at the worst time
Oh,
because it's like, you know, when you get your buddy's house when you're younger, or maybe your friend's house now, and like you could just tell like him and his girlfriend were fighting or something. Like you guys walked up and it was like, hey, it's not a big
Eddie, is Eddie a choke guy? Is he a freeze guy?
He freezes, yeah.
So Eddie's a freeze guy. If you put him in an ounce of like a sticky situation, he's just like, and
You're acting like I'm Sweaty Brian, which I don't appreciate.
that was a little sweaty Brian, and that was a little low blow. But he knew that I was fucking pissed. I was
Yes.
pissed, and Eddie just like scooted out.
I just didn't say a word to him because I knew
Yeah.
he would have his hands around my throat.
And Eddie's the only one I'm not mad at for that entire day.
Yeah.
True.
Stay
Kinda
clear.
bad.
Love it.
That's
Egg
crazy.
Founded.
That's crazy.
And that's rare.
But
That's fucking
but
rare.
so I was saying, to bring this kind of whole thing together, like there's no content to be done amongst the team this year because like they keep saying they're building for the like.
The kids
Not
can play.
one
Grinder
of
rules.
these guys
Oh,
is going to be here next year, maybe. Literally, not one of them.
I saw your tweet, Dave. You're like 97% of the roster won't be here, And in my brain, I'm trying to like refute that, and I'm like, no, most of these guys will not be here.
They
You're
will
right.
not. Yeah.
Most of it is just to cover and make sure you don't got to bring prospects up too early. Like Getz is covering his own ass in a way with that because he's like, well, you brought my prospects up too early. That's why my farm stunk. So now I'm going to keep these guys down here. I got these guys covered.
I'm
up
honestly fine with that too.
Yeah, that's fine. But you're right.
I think the thing that I like is that it seems like he's at least trying some new things. Like he's running some experiments this year.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's trying to see, can I do the opposite of what Rick Hahn did and not spend anything on the bullpen and have a reasonably good bullpen using the advice of the guys around me like Brian Bannister and stuff, and then really focus on fielding and see if that changes the way that his pitchers pitch, who are guys who typically throw like 800 pitches in 3 innings because they're just trying to strike everybody out because nobody behind them has any idea how to catch a ball. So like I think those are the types of things that I like to see that he's trying to do. The players that are in place to do it, holy fuck, they do not need to be here next time.
That whole rant just made me a little sad for you.
It should.
Yeah, but it's just like this guy. It's like he's falling for it again. He's falling like
No,
I like
he's
what
not
Hahn's
falling
doing. He's doing things a lot different than Kenny Williams is doing it. You're gonna end up in the same fucking place.
I'm not falling for it. Like I think that this is a good plan for building a team. I think it's a reasonable thing to do with a wasted year.
Okay,
Like and
he's
then,
being pragmatic
but
in year one.
But he hasn't had to do anything difficult yet.
Yeah,
Like and we were talking about that on our podcast. Is like he hasn't had the situation yet where a guy like Moncada's out there and he's like, you know what? We can't do it with this guy. We got to cut this guy.
Yeah.
Like, and we got to replace him with somebody. We got to make a signing of a real player. Like he hasn't had to do any of those things yet. The one thing he's had to do is trade his best pitcher, and he hasn't executed that yet. So while I like all the other things where it's like, okay, you got a wasted year, this is the kind of shit you do.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that tells me like the guy that I was railing on when they hired him because he's basically Eddie from Seinfeld getting promoted because he's the scariest dude in the building.
Yeah.
Like to now, like I haven't seen enough to be like, oh, I'm a Getz guy. I'm just happy that he's not doing the same bullshit and like spending $9 million on a 7th inning guy.
Rick Hahn fostered a relationship with White Sox. Dave Chris Getz is saying he's not a fan, not going to talk to him. Yeah.
There's only one Getz bot right now. We used to call him Han bots. White Sox Dave was a Han bot for sure, that they just loved everything Han did. The one Getz bot, and that's Ken W.O. That's your guy, Eddie. He's the only Getz bot right now. He loves Getz so far. Ken W.O. loves him.
Sure, he's right. Sure, he's got good principles and
slinging
ideals.
the multiplication tables right now, so he couldn't make it in.
Oh, he was going to be in that
That
seat?
empty chair. Now,
I should have. I didn't feel like dealing with that asshole today. But, it was more that finally it seemed like there was a clear path in 2016 with Hahn when they traded Sale. That's where I was like all in on, because like we were at the thing at Reggie's, you know, where he was talking, and I flat out asked him, I'm like, hey, say if a player is commanding, this is before Machado and Harper signed, 10 years and $300 million, are you guys gonna have that money? He said, yeah. I'm just saying exactly. I was echoing what he was saying to the fan base.
Is that how you asked it?
That's exactly how you can pull up the video right now.
I'm just
accountable.
But you bring up Machado.
they
and
probably did have the money.
They have the money.
I understand.
They didn't spend it.
No, they
Right.
didn't.
and
So you should,
not only that,
next
I
time
think
it's like, will you spend the money?
the thing about that one is not so much
It's Dave's fault.
Yeah.
It's not even so much of that, like they didn't spend the money on Machado and Harper, is that they tried to spend the money on Machado, but they totally misread the market.
Right.
And like that's what you got to look at Getz right now and say like he totally misread the market on Cease.
Right.
Seeing like I should be getting these types of prospects, and then you see Corbin Burns get traded for not so much. And I know there's a year difference in how much contract is there, but like you've got to think that there's a big difference between what Getz was asking for and what Burns went for, and the market actually lies somewhere in the middle. And like him misreading something like that is reason to pause, right? Like just like every year Hahn misreading the market and going like, holy shit, we better sign Adam Eaton immediately. No one, how's he going to stay out on the market? Or, you know, even last year, like Clevenger, he jumped the market for Clevenger, and it's like, dude, this guy was just injured.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
No, that one worked.
what-
out.
they
Worked out really well.
It worked
That's
out.
the
It worked out okay. I mean, like it wasn't like he was tradable at the deadline.
That's true.
So like
yeah.
it worked out to some extent. They're paying him $4 million to not be here this year. So I don't know how great it was.
I
But
feel like
good for
they're-
him.
I feel like they're the kings of that. We're gonna sign 10 guys to contract.
That's what they did. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
all they did.
right.
All
You're
they
better off giving $40 million to one guy.
Yeah,
Exact-
and then
right.
you're gonna get the same production out of a Danny Mendick type
and that's
for $700,000.
Chief.
that
That's
you're
why
gonna
I
get
do
out
like.
of
That's why I do like what they're
Austin
trying to do
Jackson.
with the bullpen.
Yeah.
Because instead of spending $50 million on the bullpen, they're spending absolutely nothing on it. So you would think that the money would be there for a player, but
That's
it might just go like, wow,
We'll
this is
see.
really
So are
cheap.
they
I'm just going to save all this money.
Does everyone think they're waiting till the deadline now to move Cease?
I
I
think
I'd assume so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's their best option at this
at
point.
this point probably
Unless someone gets hurt.
Hoping he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Right. And
Like,
hoping
well, you got to hope he doesn't get hurt, and then you got to hope someone else gets hurt.
See,
which is
everybody
the
brings
bad
up
thing to
his
think.
durability. I don't know that at this point that's like necessarily like you could play. I'm saying if you're like Mike Elias with Baltimore, you could play devil's advocate. Be like, you got a finite amount of bullets in that gun. You've used a lot of them over the last. You haven't missed a start.
Yeah. True.
It's ready
but
to
I don't
pop?
know, but,
is
like,
that what you're saying? Are
because
you
the
putting that on
team's
us?
gonna.
Yeah. He's putting evil on us now.
I'm
we're screwed.
cannot because that's like he has to nail that trade. He has to nail that trade. But because we're staring down the barrel of like anywhere 90 to 100 losses, like I don't care to do content like, oh, the Sox won a baseball game today or lost a baseball game today. The first thing I want to do, I'm gonna get Chuck Naso. I'm just gonna sit in the parking lot with my Sox Summer, and we're gonna get high as absolute fucking
Yep.
and just go to the game and just be
Good
like,
idea.
Yep.
like on Mars.
Are we gonna do? You guys got GoPros that we can put on our head?
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm there.
Can I
I
come?
think you said
Yes.
yes. I think you said 200 milligrams.
Yes.
I don't
I'm
think
out.
I don't think I can do that. I think I can do maybe 20, and then we'll see what happens.
Beef, do we
Yeah,
need
yeah.
more
work on your
pictures of
tolerance
MSS?
up.
Oh, it's
Yes,
a,
we do.
Okay, cool. Yeah. We're in.
I got a guy
Dave
who looks
wants
like
to do
Rick
a
Rubin wants to go.
999 challenge
with
but with
gummies,
milligrams.
Danny can bring his gas mask.
Yeah, Danny. You guys know Danny walks around Wrigley with a trench coat and you know that picture that you said of him where it's every
Yeah.
drug dealer at Lollapalooza?
Yes.
Danny walks around Wrigley with a trench coat on game day and just has all the different drugs in his coat.
I'm just a drug dealer now. That's what they slandered me to be. I don't know how it happened. But
And he fucked that Ice Spice girl.
I was gonna say all the way
Yeah.
from Ice Spice down
Ice
to this.
Spice.
yeah, that one's actually true though. Drug dealer one's
Danny, you got the picture with Santa Claus too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like that says the
multiple on a cocaine meme page,
cocaine.
no less.
meme. I was trying to tell Loaf that when he had you on the au jus.
It's a hard one to
Gotta
explain.
find this one.
Yeah, it's,
I actually looked for it. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's hard to
Couldn't find
find.
yeah. It was a page called Thursday Lines of cocaine, and they somehow this is like pre-Barstool. They just found a picture from my Facebook of me sitting on Santa's lap, and I became like a sponsored post for them for their merch, basically.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was my big break.
I mean,
I'm sorry we didn't cover that. I apologize.
It's all right. We don't bring it up in interviews anymore.
Apology not accepted. I'll accept it.
should get a trading card with that picture.
And if you guys
I've
would
been-
like
I've been
in on
trying.
that, by the way,
I'm
it's
in.
an open invite.
I'm in.
On
Danny.
Danny's cocaine or on your?
Yeah, which one?
It'll be our no hard drugs, only legal drugs.
Okay,
So I'm out.
you're not invited, Danny.
No, bring the trench coat at home. Leave it. All right then, guys. You guys are great, man. Thank you for coming in.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed
Thanks for having us.
Thank
in.
you for
chopping
having
it
us.
up.
This is great.
For having us.
Anything we got to get out there? Anything you want?
We do got to get something out there.
Yeah,
So March 27th at the Ramova, the newly reopened Ramova, we're doing a live show opening day eve. So it's going to be at 7 p.m. You get tickets at RamovaChicago.com/shows.
Yep.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
that's
And so go get those. If you've never been to one of our live shows, or if you just are seeing us for the first time, watch one of our shows on YouTube. It's 10 times crazier than that.
Yep.
We have a great time. We're there with the Sox Machine guys. I know James Fegan's going to be there with them, right?
Yep.
So yeah, it's going to be an awesome time. We're going to talk Sox. We're going to get drunk. We're going to keep MSS from making it to opening day.
Yeah.
It's going to be glorious. I can't wait for it.
Sounds awesome.
All right.
Baseball, beer, and bullshit.
Yep.
Ramova.
Beer and bullshit.
It's gonna be
Correct.
fun. You guys can come. We'll even comp
I'll be there
tickets.
for sure.
We'll comp tickets for you guys.
No.
Oh wow.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Yeah, there we go.
Bring
Maybe
your
not
trench coat,
Chief.
baby.
Yeah.
I'll pay.
Bring my
It'll be-
swimsuit in
yeah.
case you guys bring the portable hot tub on stage.
I live close. If you want a little.
Okay,
dip
even
in.
better.
Post game.
Sunday home games during the season. Sunday soak.
Sunday soak.
I like that.
That was our best. That was our biggest thing. That was the first thing. So
Dave's been in the
Yeah.
tub.
Dave's been in the tub.
multiple times.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and then on socials at From the 108.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
Thanks,
it.
boys.
You guys.
That's it, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. See you next time.